Hello everyone and welcome to my Coronation Street official today. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the volatile and emotionally charged landscape of Coronation Street, where simmering tensions often erupt into unforgettable confrontations, the shocking escalation involving Danielle, Theo and Todd Grimshaw delivers one of the most gripping and unsettling storylines to hit the cobbles in recent memory, transforming what began as a secretive and emotionally complicated connection into a full-blown crisis that spirals dangerously out of control. We are looking at a situation where the air in Weatherfield has turned thick with the scent of betrayal. And the fallout is unlike anything we have seen for these characters. The aftermath of Theo's discovery of Danielle and Todd's betrayal was always destined to be explosive. But few could have anticipated just far things would go when raw emotion gives way to physical confrontation, pushing each character beyond their limits and into territory that will have lasting consequences for everyone involved. It is a total breakdown of order, a moment where the masks slip and the true jagged edges of these people are exposed for everyone to see. We aren't just talking about a little argument outside the Rovers. We are talking about a fundamental shift in the lives of three people who are now bounded by a moment of sheer, unadulterated chaos that will haunt them for years to come. The meat of the story starts with the absolute shattering of a man's world. Theo, already reeling from the shock of witnessing something he has never meant to see, finds himself consumed by a volatile mix of anger, humiliation and heartbreak. Imagine that feeling for a second. The person you trust most in the world caught with someone you thought was a friend. It's a sickening, gut-wrenching realization that makes the world tilt on its axis. Those emotions quickly boil over into an impulsive and deeply personal attack on Todd, turning what might have been a heated argument into a moment of outright violence that shocks even those who know him best. In that instant, the carefully maintained boundaries of civility and restraint collapse completely, replaced by something far more primal and unpredictable as Theo lashes out, not just at Todd as a person, but at everything he represents in that moment. Betrayal, secrecy and destruction of trust. You can almost feel the heat of that anger. The way Theo's vision must have blurred as he lunged forward, his fists doing the talking, because words had utterly failed him. It was a visceral, terrifying display of what happens when a human being is pushed past the point of no return. I can't believe he actually went there, but in the heat of the betrayal, his restraint just vanished into thin air. Yet, what truly elevates this storyline beyond a standard confrontation is Danielle's unexpected and deeply dramatic reaction, which adds a new and chilling dimension to the unfolding chaos. I mean, we all expected her to cry or run away, right? But no, rather than retreating in fear or attempting to de-escalate the situation, Danielle's response takes a darker turn, as she herself becomes physically and emotionally volatile, stepping into the conflict in a way that suggests her internal struggle has reached a breaking point. This is simply a woman caught in the crossfire. This is someone whose guilt and emotional turmoil have fused into a reaction that has as shocking as it is revealing, forcing viewers to reassess everything they thought they understood about her character. Imagine how Todd felt seeing her snap like that. Her actions this moment are not easily categorized as right or wrong, victim or aggressor. Instead, they exist in a morally complex space that reflects the messy reality of human emotion under extreme pressure. The sight of Danielle turning violent, whether in defense of Todd, in response of Theo, or as an uncontrolled release of her own inner conflict, fundamentally alters the dynamics between all three characters. Of her own inner conflict fundamentally alters the dynamics between all three characters, ensuring that nothing can ever return to the way it was before. It's like she's finally letting out every secret and every bit of shame she's been carrying, but it's coming out as pure, dangerous energy. Todd, caught in the middle of this explosive showdown, becomes both a participant and a victim of the escalating situation, forced to confront the consequences of choices that have now manifested in the most tangible and dangerous way possible. For a character like Todd, whose history on the street has often been marked by emotional entanglements and difficult decisions, this moment represents a turning point that cannot be brushed aside or rationalized. He has spent so much time dancing on the edge of trouble, but this time the edge gave way. The physical threat posed by Theo, combined with Danielle's unpredictable behavior, places him in a position of vulnerability that strips away any sense of control he may have believed he had over the situation. It is no longer about secrecy or hidden feelings. It is about immediate survival, about navigating a moment that has spiraled far beyond anyone's expectations. You can see it in his eyes, the sheer realization that he can't talk his way out of this one. In the aftermath, Todd will inevitably be forced to reckon not only with the damage done to others but with the role he has played in bringing about such a volatile and dangerous confrontation. He's standing there, bleeding and bruised, and he has to realize that he built the match that started this entire fire. It's a heavy realization for a man who usually has an answer for everything. What makes this storyline particularly compelling is the way it explores the escalation of emotional conflict into physical violence, highlighting how quickly situations can spiral when communication breaks down and feelings are left to fester unchecked. Coronation Street has long been known for its ability to tackle difficult and sometimes uncomfortable themes with sensitivity and realism. And this plot is no exception. The portrayal of Theo's loss of control, Danielle's shocking reaction, and Todd's precarious position all serve to underline the fragility of human relationships and the devastating impact of betrayal when it is brought into the open. This is not violence for the sake of spectacle. It is a narrative device that forces each character to confront the reality of their actions in a way that words alone could never achieve. The physical pain they are feeling now is just a mirror of the emotional agony they have been putting each other through in secret. As news of the confrontation begins to spread through Weatherfield, the ripple effects are felt far beyond the immediate trial, drawing in friends, family, and neighbors who must grapple with the fallout of an incident that has shattered the illusion of normality on the street. In a community is as tightly knit as this one, such an explosive event cannot remain contained, and the reactions of those on the periphery will add further layers to an already complex and emotionally charged situation. You just know the talk in the Rover's return is going to be non-stop. Questions of accountability, forgiveness, and the possibility of redemption will inevitably come to forefront as each character is forced to navigate the aftermath in their own way. Will Theo come to regret the moment he allowed his anger to take over? Or will he feel justified in his actions given the depth of his betrayal? Will Danielle be able to reconcile her behavior with the person she believes herself to be? Or will this moment mark a permanent shift in how she is perceived by others? And perhaps most intriguingly, how will Todd move forward after finding himself at the center of such a destructive and life-altering confrontation? The impact is going to be felt in every house on the street. The power of this storyline lies not only in its immediate drama, but in its long-term implications for character development and narrative progression. Moments like this serve as catalysts for change, forcing characters to evolve in response to the challenges they face, and often revealing aspects of their personalities that might otherwise remain hidden. For viewers, this creates a deeply engaging and emotionally resonant experience as they watch familiar characters navigate unfamiliar and often uncomfortable territory. The Curry soccer promised by this storyline is not just about the violence or the confrontation itself, but about the profound and lasting impact it will have on the lives of those involved, reshaping relationships and redefine identities in ways that will continue to unfold in the episodes to come. We are watching the foundation of these characters crumble, and we have to wonder what they will build in its place. In the end, this explosive showdown stands as a testament to what Coronation Street does best, blending high-stakes drama with grounded, character-driven storytelling that reflects the complexities of real life. By pushing Danielle, Theo, and Todd to their emotional and physical limits, the show creates a narrative that is both shocking and deeply human, inviting viewers to consider the consequences of actions taken in moments of intense emotion and the difficult path toward understanding and healing that must follow. As the dust settles and the true extent of the damage becomes clear, one thing is certain: the events of this confrontation will leave an indelible mark on the cobbles, ensuring that the echoes of this traumatic and deeply involved in ways that cannot simply be undone. It's a dark day for the street, but it's the kind of television that stays with you long after the credits roll. And here's the part that really stays with you, because this wasn't just a fight, it felt like a point of no return. And you can't help but wonder who, if anyone, can truly come back from something like this. What hit me the most is how quickly love, guilt, and anger blurred into something almost unrecognizable. And that's what makes it so uncomfortable to watch, because it feels real, a little too real. Personally, I don't think this is just a mistake any of them can fix overnight. It feels like the kind of moment that changes how they see each other forever. And once that line is crossed, can trust ever really be rebuilt? Or is this where everything quietly falls apart? And Danielle, her reaction says more than words ever could. But is it fear driving her, or something deeper she's been hiding all along? And Theo, was that a not one-time loss of control, or the start of something much darker inside him? And Todd, has he finally reached the point where he has to face the consequences he's always managed to avoid? Looking ahead, it honestly feels like this isn't the end of the chaos. It's just the beginning, and I wouldn't be surprised if this moment triggers even bigger fallout across the street, maybe even pulling in people who were never meant to be involved. So, what do you guys think? Is there any way back for Danielle and Theo, or has Todd finally destroyed a family for good? Who do you side with in this mess? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Coronation Street Official today for all the latest updates on the cobbles. See you in the next one.